start heading in that direction until I see a question. So let's go back to 3D Hex 8, step 14. So what happens, so I have my solver tolerances down here. I have 0 tolerance. I know what I'll do. Let's say I might put my max iterations at 25. Get an absolute tolerance of 10 to the minus. Let's see. So we were at 10 to the minus 12. So we had 10 to the minus 10, I believe. So what happens? Start there. So now we're back to quasi-static simulation with rate and state friction, expecting stick-slip behavior. And in the background, let's correct for non-linear, non-linear, step 15, log. Oh, diverged, max iterations. So it did go back to converging, but once we diverge to the max iterations, we could easily be just generating heat. So let's look and sort of see where, so now that we see a divergence, let's go in and look in more detail in the log file. Let's search for the divergence. So here we see we diverged at, we diverged to the max iteration. So I ran out of iterations. It was at 25. My SNES residual is 10 to the minus 8. So, you know, maybe not too bad. That's probably why I was able to converge later. So my next iteration, I'm down to my next SNES in 25 iterations, I was 10 to the minus 6. That's starting to get perhaps significant errors. My next one, down to 10 to the minus 7, so maybe that one's okay. Next one, 10 to the minus 8. Next one, 10 to the minus 9, so not too bad. 10 to the minus 7. 10 to the minus 7. 10 to the minus 8. So never too bad. So I would say, you know, if I was looking at this, I would say, well, if I only care about, you know, deformation that's, you know, significantly larger than 10 to the minus 6, maybe I'm okay, but let's look at what the solution looks like to see, you know, we probably have stick-slip behavior because we saw it, we were getting down to single iterations after we diverged. But, you know, we could be getting garbage. So 3D Hex 8, step 14, let's look at, oh, this is the whole thing. Let's look at that. Let's look at the faults and the ground surface. So this is ground surface, displacements. Oh, let's look at the slip. Let's look at the traction as well. So I think that's, yeah, they're all about the same. So let's go back to see that. I want to warp the ground surface. Go back to a wireframe. Seeing deformation, don't see any slip yet. Oh, there is. So now now our slip's starting. So let's slip. So we're nucleating. It nucleates quite quickly, but it doesn't look too bad. We're getting nearly uniform slip. So that would be what we'd expect, what we'd want. It's stuck back. So, in this case, even though we diverged, our SNES residuals did not grow too badly. We continued to converge after we hit our maximum iterations. So, we seem to have done all right. In this case, even though we hit our max iterations. But you can see that, you need to, when you see something diverging, you need to investigate why it diverged and see if it significantly affected the accuracy of your results. If we'd seen residuals of, 10 to the minus 1, then we would have said, oh, we really can't trust anything, any deformation or displacements, that are on that same order of magnitude. Whereas we saw residuals that when it didn't converge, the maximum residual we ever had was 10 to the minus 6. And so our deformation here is on the order of, order of magnitude of 1 in terms of meters. I believe our non-dimensional scale is on the order of 1,000. So that would be 10 to the minus 3 in non-dimensional scales for our displacements. So we were 3 orders of magnitude bigger than sort of our max residual, and so we were probably okay. We could also rerun this with a tighter, more SNES iterations, so that we did converge, and we could then compare, and then we'd have a very, explicit idea of the difference between what happens when we converge and what happens when we didn't converge. So we're just about out of time. Are there any other questions?
Not seeing anything.
Luge has a question.
Or the slides.
So the the slides are not posted. I need to fix a couple typos, I believe.
You want up on the screen?
Do you want to up on the screen to ask a question about something, or do you just want to be able to download them and you want them posted on the website? Okay, yes. We will get them loaded momentarily. Anything else? I'll make a note of that. final call for questions.